it's Morgan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to talk about the new Power Rangers movie. So this is the 2017 Power Rangers movie that came out recently, maybe a few weeks ago. I saw this a while ago and I'm going to see it again today, so I definitely wanted to do a quick video. This is going to be a spoiler-free version. I will put a spoiler version up later where I talk more about it, so if you want to discuss it, maybe go over to that one. And if you haven't seen it, but you want a review, or if you have seen it and you just want like a really sweet and simple review, this is the video to be watching. Really briefly, background, I did grow up watching Power Rangers, but I hadn't seen it in years. So this review is coming from a non-Power Rangers fan, but someone that does like the superhero genre. I went in just with no expectations, except for maybe what the trailer promised, which is a bunch of kind of problematic kids who happen to get superpowers and then save the world. And that is a perfect summary of the movie. To me, it was like the best superhero origin story that I have seen in a really long time. I thought it was amazing. The characters were by far the best thing about it. The entire story, I would say the first like 3/4 of the movie is really just focused on character development, and they do a great job in which you get to know all 5 of the characters. It wasn't like they just focused on one and then the other ones were there to support them. They were really interesting. I loved all of them. I loved that you learned more and more about them as it went on, and that there was a bunch of character growth. Like, I loved that aspect of it. We had new, more interesting and unique characters, more diverse characters, but just in general, the story was a new story. It was a great story. It wasn't just the same old perfect person happens to have superpowers and now they can be more perfect. Or, you know, the kid that gets bullied is now has superpowers and goes back and defeats the bully. There's like so many layers to it, and there's a lot of like different type of parent-children relationships, and they weren't overemphasized, but they were emphasized just enough that you got glimpses into everybody's home lives, glimpses into everyone's backstory, everyone's problems, everyone's struggles, and you saw that they were not necessarily team players, but they learned to come together and work as a team. And that is what I thought was the heart of this movie, and why I love this movie, and why I would go back to see it again, and why it is one of my favorite movies. Now that said, the actual fighting and bad guys and Power Rangers part, the Power Rangers part were cool, the superpowers were cool, but like the suits I liked. I thought they were awesome. But the actual climactic battle was not great as far as cinematic battles go. I loved everything else in the movie, so I could forgive that. It was still fun. It was cool to see the Power Rangers, but maybe because I wasn't a Power Rangers fan, when it turned into that, I was like, now it's got a different feel. Now we're regressing. We were like into the world stakes, like real life. People could die, people could get hurt, and now we're in suits and we're fighting and everyone seems kind of invincible in a way. They balanced out a little bit with some other characters, so it wasn't as bad, like it wasn't terrible. But that's the one thing that I thought they could have done better on, and again, I could forgive it because of everything else that they did such a good job on. But in future movies, which I'm very happy to see them making, I hope they flesh out the villain a little bit more and make them less of like the one-dimensional, stereotypical, classic, I am evil and I will take over the world and kill everyone and do my own thing. Cinematography was great. There were some really beautiful scenes, especially with the superpowers and the, you know, where they get the superpowers from. It's hard to say that without spoiling it, but I would give the movie like 8.5 out of 10 stars for film quality, and then personally I would say it was like a 10/10 movie for me because I just really enjoyed it. There's nothing that I have to complain about it in the sense that I disliked about it. I actually really loved it. There were a few things that could have been better. I thought they could have maybe fleshed out Jason's story a little bit more compared to everybody else's. It kind of fell flat, but again, I like that they didn't focus on him. It wasn't his story. It was more like he was just the first one that they used to sort of tell the story of all 5 together. So that is my spoiler-free review for Power Rangers. Let me know in the comments below if you have seen Power Rangers and what you thought of it, and check out my other video if you want to just talk Power Rangers.